I'm only 5 months and look at this. Hey lovies, how y'all doing today? What's up you guys? How you doing? You already know I'm on my second pregnancy, and when I had my first baby and I went through that whole pregnancy process, that was my first pregnancy ever. I've never been pregnant before, and I took you guys along that journey with me. So I mean, I'm not going to take you along this entire journey because, you know, like, I took you along that journey, and although it is very different, it's also very similar. So I feel like you guys probably don't care as much, but I do want to talk about the differences between my second pregnancy versus my first pregnancy. This was something that I was super curious about when I realized that I was pregnant. I wanted to know, like, oh my god, is everything going to be the same? Is things going to be different? And to be honest, like, everybody is different. Every woman is different. Some women have similar pregnancies, like multiple, like 3-4 pregnancies, and they're all the same. And then a lot of times pregnancies are very different. So I'm going to share my experience with you guys between my first pregnancy and what is happening now, just so you guys know. Oh, this hold on, let me do that so you can see. What? What? Okay. I am 5 months right now, and whoo, child. Okay, so I have a whole list. Okay, I'm gonna go through that right now. You can't really see because, like, my shirt makes it, I don't know, it makes me look like not as pregnant. But when I lift my shirt up, or if I have like light colors on, ooh, child, I look very pregnant. And that is what I have to say for my first difference. Okay, so you can actually look this up. This information is pretty well known, but I just didn't, I don't know if I didn't believe it or I just didn't really expect it to happen like that. But my first pregnancy, like, it took a long time for me to, like, start growing a belly and start really seeing the fact that I was pregnant. You know, like, I knew I couldn't do certain things like drink, and I was having, like, that first trimester, like, my symptoms was kind of crazy, acid reflux, having to pee all the time, I couldn't sleep at night. So, like, I knew I was pregnant, but, like, actually seeing it, nobody else really knew I was pregnant unless I told them. It wasn't until, I want to say, like 6 months that, like, you really started seeing my belly, and, like, you know, you can start doing all this. Y'all, let me tell you, this pregnancy right here, I feel like you started seeing my belly like around 3.5 months, 4 months. Like, I started getting my belly, like, people be like, you know, like, oh, are you expecting? Like, should I ask you that? I mean, your belly's a little bit big. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that I was expecting, okay? My belly is so big right now. So big. I didn't look like this until I was like 7 months. I feel like, wow, I'm only 5 months. And look at this. It's crazy. As far as weight is concerned, now I attribute this to kind of COVID and being quarantined, and there was a lot of stuff going on in my life. You know, I was staying with friends, and, like, me and my husband, we would try to, like, stay out the house as much as possible because we didn't want to, you know, feel like we were intruding on their personal space, because there wasn't, like, much places for us to be around to have our own space and not be in their face. So, like, we was eating, like, fast food a lot. I'm talking about, like, McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and KFC, like, all the time. I was constantly drinking soda, so that also attributed to my weight gain. But I'm talking about, I gained weight like that, okay? So let me give you an example. I'm 5'8", so I'm pretty tall for a woman, so obviously my weight is going to sound really, really high. In general, I weigh usually like about 165 pounds. That's been my, like, steady weight for, like, the last few years. When I gain weight, sometimes I go up to 170 something, like 72, 74, and that's when, like, your girl is thick, okay? I'm like thick, okay? But like my actual average weight is about like 164 pounds or whatever. I know you would never guess, but I'm tall, okay? So that's like my general weight. My first trimester weight when I was pregnant with my daughter, my first daughter, at 12 weeks I was 170, basically like 170 pounds, like 169. I had shoes on when they weighed me and it was 171. So I want to say maybe like I was like 169, 170 at 12 weeks, okay? Baby number 2 at 13 weeks, which is only 1 week difference, I was 185 pounds. That's 15 pounds difference. And then at 16 weeks pregnant with my first baby, I was 175 pounds, and now I'm 100, well not now because I'm more than that, but at 16 weeks with my second pregnancy I was 191 pounds. Y'all, like, let me tell you, I was about to cry when I heard that. 191 pounds, 191 pounds, like what the fuck am I eating? Okay, no, seriously, I was talking to the doctor about that and they told me to like make sure I stopped drinking soda, cut down on my sugar, and I already knew my eating habits was pretty bad. I feel like now I'm kind of like steady, you know, like eating more healthier, so I'm gaining weight like just normally like I did with my first pregnancy. But anyway, that was a big difference. So when you're pregnant for the second time, your uterus is already stretched out, so you get bigger much faster. It's just crazy to me because like it's so true, right? You get bigger so much faster. I have my notes on my phone right here. So the next difference that I realized was that I was nauseous so much with this baby. My first pregnancy I had acid reflux, so I wasn't really nauseous, but like every time I ate I felt like food was like stuck here and I always had to eat Tums, which was really annoying. But with this pregnancy it was really annoying because I was always nauseous. Like I had to constantly eat crackers to like calm down the nausea. It was just like so annoying, so annoying. So like that's a big difference because I didn't really get nauseous like that with my first baby, you know. The nausea started calming down with this pregnancy after 11 weeks. So I guess basically like right after my first trimester, I was good, like it was like snap, wake up in the morning and like I'm good. Like I feel pretty much normal aside from like the belly and the weight gain, you know what I'm saying? Like second trimester is like smooth sailing with this baby. Another difference that I realized is that I am so bothered by fragrances. Not so much anymore. Like I'm pretty further along in my second trimester, but in my first trimester, bro, like I could not stand soap. Any type of soap, Dove soap, any soap with fragrance. Like wearing clothes would bother me. I have such a problem with like the detergent. I was telling my husband, I'm like, we have to get unscented detergent because it would drive me crazy. Like that would make me nauseous. Like I would wear clothes and it just smelled like the fragrance was just like, it was suffocating me, okay? I just hated it. Any type of fragrance whatsoever. It's just like, oh god, like please, I need fresh air, please. And I didn't have this problem with my first baby at all. Like fragrances didn't bother me at all. Like the only thing that bothered me when I was pregnant with my first was the smell of rosemary. Like when my husband cooked with rosemary, I was like, ew, get me out of here. But that was literally the only thing. I don't know if this is much of a difference. I do remember being very hungry with my daughter, my first daughter, but I think it was just like a different level of hunger with this baby in the first trimester. Like seriously, I would wake up starving. Like, and this also probably attributed to my weight gain. I had to keep a box of Ensure because I would eat dinner and then not even an hour later I'm like so hungry, like starving. So I would have to drink an Ensure before I go to bed because I just felt like I couldn't deal. Like I was so hungry. So I know when you're pregnant, like, you know, first thing when you wake up in the morning, like you need to eat, like you're really hungry, but like this was like incurable hunger, right? Like it was insatiable. Like nothing helped me. I was so hungry all the time. Even now, like I constantly want to eat, you know, like I'm like a hunger person, which is why I gained so much weight. Another difference with this pregnancy than my last pregnancy is that I am so hot at night, and this still happens. Like, I just wake up sweating, like I'm just like so hot. I don't know what it is, like the hormones or what, but like even if the room is like freezing when I go to bed, I wake up in the middle of the night, like I'm just like, oh my god, like I can't take the covers off me, take these clothes off me, like I'm just so hot. And I don't remember dealing with this when I was pregnant with my first. Another difference is I can feel the baby moving. I felt the baby moving as early as like 9 weeks, no lie. Like, you know, this is my second pregnancy, so I know what it feels like, little flutters, you know. And it was only me, like you can't feel it now. You can feel the baby, you know, kicking on the outside. She definitely kicks. She's very active. But when like I was like 9 weeks, I felt like I don't know how to explain it, but like little flutters. And it took me I didn't start feeling the baby move until I was like 16, 18 weeks with my first. So once you know the feeling, you kind of can tell, like, you know, when the baby's moving. So I thought that difference is actually really cool, and I love it. With this pregnancy as well, my boobs got big so fast. Not necessarily like sore or anything. Well, they're kind of sore now, but in the first trimester they wasn't sore, but they just got full so fast. So after my first baby, I mean, when I was pregnant with my first, like my boobs did get big. I don't remember it getting this big this fast. And then I breastfed, and I swear, like, it just like sucked everything out my boobs. They drained them completely. They were like inflated balloons. And as soon as I got pregnant, y'all, like my boobs just like grew. Like, they're so big. I don't even know what size I am. Like, they're just so big, and like it's just crazy. I cannot even fit my bra anymore. This was oh my god, I was a C. Then I went down to like a B after I breastfed, and now look at this. This is a D already. Oh my god. Wow. Bro, you can carry some milk, huh? I don't know what is going on. With every pregnancy, you already know that you have to pee a lot. Like, you have to constantly go to the bathroom, especially at night. With this pregnancy, I do think it's very different from my first, because in my first pregnancy, I remember getting up like 8, 9, like so many times. I felt like I was getting up every hour to pee. Now, when I first got pregnant, the first trimester, it was like very similar. Like, I felt like I was actually getting up even more to pee. I couldn't hold it. Like, I was just like, I have to pee so many times. But after about 10 weeks, y'all, like this pregnancy, I don't know if it's just because I've been through it and I kind of know, or what, I don't know what it is, but after 10 weeks, I can actually, I don't know if I can hold it better, or I just don't have to use the bathroom as much. But during the night, you know, I used to wake up so many times to have to go pee, and now I literally only wake up once or twice to go pee, and like that's it. And like, thank you God, because it's so annoying and it's so disruptive for me to like not be able to sleep through. I already don't get enough sleep, like, you know, with my daughter, because I have like my little 1-year-old that I have to take care of. And she wakes up super early, and I go to sleep not that early because I have stuff to do. So when I'm waking up through the night, I'm like, God, I don't want to have to pee so many times. And like, it's just been really helpful to only have to wake up 2 times as opposed to 8 times. You know what I'm saying? So those are pretty much the differences that I've had between the pregnancies. I noticed, or I felt that they were very different. And there's only about 2 things really that are very similar. I remember complaining about having a weird taste in my mouth with my first pregnancy, and that definitely happens with this pregnancy. And I think because I constantly have like that weird taste, well, more so in my first trimester, because now like I'm kind of okay. Like sometimes my mouth gets bored, but I just pop some candy in and I'm good. But like in my first trimester, that weird taste in my mouth would make me nauseous. And in my first pregnancy, the weird taste in my mouth, I felt like it was because of the acid reflux. I don't know, but that weird taste in my mouth, like that is such a pregnancy symptom that like I seem to constantly get, and I hate it. It's like disgusting. Ugh. And another symptom that obviously is the same for me from my first pregnancy and this pregnancy is the insomnia. It's very hard for me to fall asleep. That was more so in the first trimester. Second trimester, I kind of just like, I be knocking out, all right? Like, Trimesters are very different, pregnancies are very different, every woman is different, every baby is different. Keep that in mind. Again, these are just my experiences that I wanted to share with you guys. You know, a couple people have been asking me on Instagram. You know, a lot of moms are curious to know what other moms go through, if it's similar, if it's different, share stories. So I just want to share mine. If you guys want to see more pregnancy videos, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe to my family channel where you get to see my daughter, and you're gonna get to see my pregnancy journey with me and my family and my husband. We also have a podcast channel. We also have a channel where we solely do pranks and challenges. Y'all, let me tell you, we're doing the YouTube thing, all right? So just check out all my featured channels in my homepage on my YouTube and in the description box below. And don't forget, guys, keep it geek, freak, chic, and sleek, but most importantly, keep it unique. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.